cranes that are moving the cargo that we take off the ship, and they deliver it to the outside truckers, which are on the other side of those piles. As you can see, there's about 70 of those, and they're all moving. That one's moving a container. We take them off the ship. These little robots put them in the yard, and then all these cranes out here are actually robots too, and they deliver to the truckers on the other side of the pile. There you go. Don't worry, America, we're getting it done. Have no fear, you got some good workers out here. We're gonna make it happen. God bless you guys.
That right there is a video on the ground in Long Beach, California, at one of the shipping ports. It looks as though it's running pretty good. I don't know what the full capacity, I don't know what the full volume of workflow is there, but they are moving shipping containers. They are getting the products to the people. So this is good news, folks. Welcome back, freedom fighters, to another broadcast of Break the Chains Media. Today is Friday, October 15th, 2021, and I am your host, Corey. We're going to be going over a couple very important things today, one of which just broke this morning, bright and early, a policy that was taken out of play the day the Biden administration took office, and it's actually going to be reinstated this coming month. So, you know, taking away Trump policies, putting it back in place, it's just standard operating procedure anymore for the Biden administration, as well as talking about financial ties to former Vice President Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, and how they have a joint bank account that they have been using to push money in, put money out, all these different things, and it actually could very well possibly implicate Joe Biden in this criminal probe that Hunter Biden is under investigation with right now. But if this is the first time checking out Break the Chains Media, please hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, share this with your friends and family. Find me on all the new tech platforms: BitChute, Minds, Rumble, Gab. I'm also on Telegram, t.me/breakthechainsmedia, and all the old school mainstream garbage social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Break the Chains M on Twitter, whatever. It is what it is. Anyways, folks, we're going to jump right into it here. We're going to talk about the Remain in Mexico policy that former Vice President Joe Biden is putting in place. So let's check it out here. U.S. plans to reinstate Remain in Mexico policy next month. The Biden admin says it's planned to reinstate a Trump-era border policy next month to make asylum seekers wait in Mexico for hearings in immigration court, complying with a judge's order. It hinges on approval of the Mexican government, which has raised concerns that U.S. officials are working on to address. The Justice Department said in a court filing late Thursday, Mexico wants cases to generally conclude within 6 months and ensure that asylum seekers have timely and accurate information about hearing dates and times and better access to legal counsel. Mexico also wants exemptions for particularly vulnerable populations and better coordination on locations and time of day that asylum seekers are returned to Mexico. About 70,000 asylum seekers have been subject to the Remain in Mexico policy, known officially as Migrant Protection Protocols, which President Donald Trump introduced in January 2019 and Biden suspended on his first day in office. This just shows you how Trump derangement syndrome has gone to all levels of politics. To remove something the day of taking office just because it's bad. Not to mention the fact that Biden and his whole political campaign for the 2020 election was one of his big factors was talking about immigration policy and how he was going to, let people come on through and, come on in, and, the border wall's bad and border policies are bad. Listen, I'm going to say something real quick here, and it's just going to be, a comparison, right? I got my house, right? I got my house, I got my doors, I got my windows. I got rules. You got to do chores, you got to clean up after yourself, do the laundry, take out the trash, so on and so forth. Everybody's got rules for their own house, okay? And I know borders are just an imaginary, mystical fantasy line that separates pieces of land on this planet. I know state borders and country borders are all imaginary, right? But the fact that what it boils down to is that if you want to have a strong, prosperous, healthy community, population, nation that has values, that understands the rule of law in a certain region, you got to have some sort of retaining system, some sort of, hey, this is my area, that's your area, you can do whatever you want there, and this is what you kind of got to do here. And that's kind of just how it works. I mean, it works for houses, it works for buildings, I mean, all these different things, right? And I myself am not very one on, following the rules. I personally feel like there should be no rules, but unfortunately our population in the world and in this country is so vast and so big, unfortunately people can't govern themselves. So they need some sort of legal and lawful system to abide by. But that makes sense here in this situation. I don't want to see these immigrants being displaced or being hurt or harmed. I feel like everybody has a right to live where they please. However, I do feel like this is heavily political. This is a very big political play. They're trying to, they're essentially trying to turn America into a third world country. They're trying to overflow our economy, overflow our local state and counties and cities with these migrants, with these people that want that want a better life, that need government handouts, that need assistance, that are going to drain the system that's already $29 trillion in debt. So all these different issues and immigration policies, all these things are going to stack up the bill, stack up, keep racking it up, and then we're going to be offset even more. The government has failed in so many different ways, shapes, and forms, and this is just another aspect into how this particular administration has failed in another, just a whole nother playing field of failure, right? So a federal judge sided with the states of Texas and Missouri by ordering the Biden admin in August to reinstate the policy in good faith. The court filing says it should be in effect around mid-November. Okay, so about next month. Okay, illegal border crossings fell sharply after Mexico, facing Trump's threat of a higher tariff, acquiesced in 2019 to the policy's rapid expansion. The administration will rebuild tent courts in Texas border cities of Laredo and Brownsville at monthly cost of $24.6 million to operate. That's what I was just stating that. They're just dumping more money into this system, according to the court filing, and is working to ensure their capacity in a system that is backlogged with 1.4 million cases of asylum seekers. See, the whole immigration system needs to be reformed. There needs to be an easier and more effective path to citizenship, and that includes legal ID, voter ID, proper registration. You gotta, if you're gonna be here, be a part of the system. As much as the system is corrupt, you need to sign on board, so to speak. Join the team. Sign on the dotted line. Don't mind all that, all the disclaimers in the last 38 pages of the contract you're just about to sign. But therein lies the whole issue. I'm not a proponent for the states. I'm actually going to make a video regarding my personal beliefs on statism and capitalism and free market society and anarchy and all these different things, because it's hard for me to effectively give you the news while I still have my personal beliefs. So it's like a balancing act. But I'm going to be talking about that and how I feel like there's a lot of symbolism. There's a lot of country. I don't want to be misconstrued with country patriotism and nationalism in the sense of loving your country versus loving your government. And there's two different playing fields, so to speak. But that'll be in another video, folks. U.S. officials say that they renewed the Remain in Mexico policy will be applied to people who don't qualify for the Title 42 authority. The policy was last used largely on people from Spanish-speaking countries, but officials say eligible nationalities have not been determined. Broad outlines of the reinstated policy come as the Biden admin has yet to develop a humane asylum system that the president promised during his campaign after quickly dismantling many Trump policies. Illegal border crossings have soared under the Biden's watch, with record numbers of unaccompanied children, and in September, the arrival of about 15,000 mostly Haitian migrants at the camp in Del Rio, Texas. That is an underreported number. That's probably over 25,000 since that. That's a very conservative report. But all in all, you see this border policies, you see this capitulating back to this remain in Mexico policy that Trump had instated. It's just Trump what Trump was trying to do was trying to effectively preserve our nation through effective means of mitigating immigration, illegally immigration. We don't want illegal immigrants. We want a nation of migrants. Everyone always says, America's a nation of migrants, immigrants, and all these things. Yes, it is. But these people went through the right steps and procedures to get here, to be an American. Okay? I don't support illegal immigration. I fully support legal immigration through the right means of process. However, that is convoluted. That is messy right now. It does need to be reformed. Moving on to the next thing here. I could talk all day about immigration, but this one is a bombshell. This one just is. People aren't talking about it. I don't understand how it's not on every news. Actually, I do understand, because Operation Mockingbird and all that garbage of the mainstream doesn't want to tell you about this information that's breaking right now. Okay, but if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. Find me on all the new tech platforms: BitChute, Minds, Rumble, Gab, Telegram, t.me/BreakTheChainsMedia. I'd love to see you guys there. I'd love to talk to you guys there, because I want to hear from you. But jumping into this here, from the Daily Mail, Joe Biden could become embroiled in the FBI's probe into Hunter Biden's finances. Experts say emails reveal that they shared bank accounts, paid each other's bills, and the president may have even funded his son's 2018 drug and adult dealing binges. Okay? This is absolutely ridiculous. Emails discovered by DailyMail.com from Hunter's abandoned laptop between Hunter and Eric Schwerin. Schwerin? Yeah. His business partner and consultancy, Rosemont Seneca, showing Schwerin was working on Joe's taxes, discussing the father and son paying each other's household bills, and even fielding requests for a book deal for the then vice president, as well as managing the donation of Joe's Senate papers to the University of Delaware. It's unclear why Sharon had this intimate role in the vice president's affairs rather than government officials in the office of the vice president. Hunter's claim that he and his father shared a bank account also raises serious questions whether the funds from the alleged joint account were used for Hunter's May 2018 week-long bender with adult ladies of the night in a Hollywood hotel. Okay? Federal prosecutors, an expert on money laundering and criminal tax laws, tells Daily Mail that if money was flowing between Hunter and his father, that could make Joe a target of the probe. But that investigators would have a tough time sitting down with the president. Of course they would. Do you really think that barely conscious Joe, barely visible to the public Joe, can't even put a speech together, string along sentences, I wipe my butt, Joe Biden over here is going to be able to sit down and effectively say anything, or even give the time of day to these prosecutors that are finding really cold, hard, factual evidence of potential money laundering and scam deals through Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden's basically, he's just a laundry firm. All he does is wash dirty money and spit it back out to Joe, and this is all a game. And Joe Biden is not the first politician to deal with this kind of stuff. Nancy Pelosi's son has businesses in China. Chuck Schumer has plenty of ties to China. You've also got a bunch of Republicans. Mitt Romney has involved with other foreign countries' affairs. Okay, so it's not just one side; it's both of them. They enrich themselves through global finances and backdoor deals and secret handshake affairs. Okay, it's all there, and I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to try to skip through this picture there. There we go. I did a really good job skipping through that picture. I don't want anyone to deal with that. But emails between Hunter and Eric Schwerin, his business partner consultancy, as Rosemont Seneca shows, Schwerin was working on Joe's taxes. This is an email here. It's all here. FBI and IRS probes reportedly also looking into foreign business relations and the potential for money laundering charges. How interesting. Okay? Corruption is a predicate offense for money laundering, and besides corruption, it's the perception of corruption. This kind of thing should not be happening. It undermines the full faith of the U.S. government. It undermines trust in our international reputation, and it's an embarrassment. Here's the thing. Do you remember back November 2020, October 2020, before the election took place? This laptop information came out. It was out there for all the public to see, but every mainstream media outlet just shunned it, turned it away. This isn't a story. This is all fake. Don't mind the Hunter Biden laptop. But now you're getting reports from multiple sources saying that this laptop actually is authentic. The information on it is authentic. No one's talking about it. Hunter Biden's involvement with his father, going all the way back to what Trump was talking about, where Hunter Biden was holding money from China to pay off the big man, quote unquote, right? Yet more evidence of the deep commercial relationship between Hunter's firm and the VP office during Joe's tenure. Rosemont Seneca received special favors from the White House while Joe was in office, including dozens of tickets to exclusive 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue events and private tours for Rosemont Seneca clients or associates. And when an aide to Senator Robert Menendez requested VP Biden's host to the U.S.-Spain Council's 2010 annual meeting in his office official Naval Observatory resident in D.C., they contacted Schwerin rather than Joe's White House office. Okay? This is more email information. It's all here. Okay? It's on the Daily Mail. You can look it up. Yeah. This is all dated, where's the date here? March 2010. March 15, 2010. 2010. Okay? We're going to scroll through some of that. There's a phone. It's all connected. It's a very in-depth article here. On June 5th, 2010, he wrote, FYI, there are a few outstanding bills that need to be paid, and I am not sure which ones are a priority and which ones should get paid out of my account and which ones should be put on hold or paid out of the Wilmington Trust Social Security check account. It's unclear why he put the words my in quotation marks. Yeah, see, it says it right there. Interesting. Yeah. All connected. They're all connected here, and not to mention you got and now Hunter Biden is an artist, and he's selling millions of dollars of art to foreign countries. But he's a multi-million-dollar artist. Okay, Hunter Biden is all of a sudden, okay, from drug abuser to artist to multi-million-dollar artist, and just so happens to be the son of the current former Vice President in Chief Joe Biden. Okay. This article is very in-depth. I'm trying to find one here more recent. Where was it? Talking about gifts, or how, yeah, hold on. Where is it here? FYI, we have a bill, this is a quote, FYI, we have a bill for approximately $800 from Bill Morgan for all work he did for Mom on her taxes. Who should pay the bill? Do you and Bo want to split it? Bo is, I believe, his uncle or his brother. I'm not sure. I should ask Joe's sister Val, or sister-in-law. Penguin Random House editor-in-chief, editor-at-large Susan emailed Joe's assistant about publishing a book. Possibly an engaging conversation about the possibility of Joe Biden writing another book. There was a segment here talking about who he should he's holding his money for his dad. It says it right here. Let me find. I don't know if I can find it. Oh well, I thought maybe it was in this other article here. There's this whole talk about how America was sold to China by the Biden family, and not just Biden, but Biden's brother, and his son. Giveaway, yeah, his brother here. James Biden, brother of Joe Biden, secured a $1.5 billion U.S. government contract to build homes in Iraq for the U.S. in 2010. For a company that hired him even though he has zero experience in real estate. China financed a $100,000 global spending spree for James Biden and his wife. Okay? Oh, here it is. This is what I was talking about. Yeah. Hunter Biden's iPhone text messages to his daughter in 2019 on how he is supporting the Biden family for 30 years and how he is giving Pop, i.e. Joe Biden, half of what he earns. Okay? Makes you wonder whether those who come in better opportunities from India with historical political corruption of cronyism under Congress rule are eventually going to face similar situation in this country. So it's, yeah, Banana Republic, okay? It's just another article here, okay? All right, we're going to wrap it up there, folks. I'm just trying to show you here how that there is vast amounts of evidence about financial ties and corruption to not only China but to other foreign countries. And speaking with Ukraine, speaking with China, Hunter Biden has been a proxy for Joe Biden and his regime to funnel and launder money. And to let's be honest, folks. Let's be real with ourselves. I don't know how far the current AG, because it's going to have to be the AG, will have to investigate this. I don't know if do you really think they're going to hire a special prosecutor to look into this, or is that what Durham's doing? Durham's still doing his report, mind you. So let's not forget about Durham. Okay, so Durham is investigating all of these things, tying. I think he's more or less tying it to I don't know if he's tying it to the election or to. Durham's doing a lot of stuff behind closed doors. I actually should do a video based on new evidence with Durham and what's going on with the Durham report and investigation there. But all in all, my point is with this whole message is that you've got hard, cold evidence of corruption, of financial kickbacks, pays, and favors through shell corporations, shell funding, and no one is talking about this. It is even more the FBI. The FBI is investigating this now. It's basically. Do you really think that these people are going to be like, we're going to get you, we're going to prosecute you to the full extent of the law, son of the current administration in charge? Do you really think that that's going to happen? I don't think so. That's why that there needs to be, I don't know. I really don't know where to go from here because it's frustrating to me because I want to see justice. Because this should have been, if this information was as public as it is now before the 2020 election, no way in hell would Sleepy Joe, Creepy Joe ever get in office if people knew about this kind of corruption and these backdoor financial ties and dealings. And to be fair, lots of people did. But there was also a lot of animosity and anger against the current administration back in 2020 when Trump was in office. Everybody, the weight of do I hate Trump more or do I care? Do I actually care about Biden or do I hate Trump more? No one cared about Biden. You can see in Biden's polling numbers now. He's an abysmal failure. Okay, he is a piece of utter filth, garbage, and I don't think that he's doing a good job as a president, as someone to lead the free world. He is incompetent to say the least. Now, that being said, I appreciate you hanging out with me for this long. If you haven't yet, subscribe button down below. Break the Chains Media on all the new tech platforms. I love you. We'll see you soon. Tyranny Response Tuesday coming up next week. We're going to talk about all kinds of great stuff. Appreciate you all. And as always, fight for freedom.